All right, so I've published a free prompt engineering playlist that's kind of blown up on YouTube and social media, and I wanted to show you a real-world example of the Tessa framework, which is something that we cover in the course, solo performance prompting. This is out of Microsoft, and it absolutely crushes it. What you're looking at here is Claude 3, and I'm going to walk you through what we did here. So I attached a course outline for an online course that I'm building, and in this instance, I need to create a project for the course because it's going to go out on Skillshare. So what I did here is I attached the course outline so that the AI agent knows about the course. And then I went and got the instructions from Skillshare and I put them, another thing we covered, and I defined those as instructions. So I put basically the instructions from Skillshare in these delimiters and defined it as instructions, and I'll show you why that matters here in a second. Then what I did is I described a little bit about the project, and I put an example of how I have done this particular project in between these EX tags or EX delimiters, and I called those examples or the example. And then we get into the solo performance prompting piece. So the first thing we do is we go here and we tell the AI that it has a task. And the task is to simulate a discussion between experts. So what you're doing is fundamentally having the AI simulate interactions between basically AI personas. And again, this comes out of Microsoft. This is not out of my brain. This is a statistically better way to get performance out of AI models. So we assign the task. Now, the task is to create the project description that I mentioned earlier. And so here is where the definitions come in. So there's the instructions. So we want the project to align with the instructions, capital I, so that the AI knows what we're talking about. And then we want to include the example as a demonstration, capital E, for the students. We want the project to be inspiring and creative, and we want some details about how they can do it either in the Eazl app or for free on any document creation software. All right, now that's the task. Now we move on to the E, experts. So we introduce the experts, and what we're going to do is introduce Rob, who's an instructional designer, and Sachi, who's a creative copywriter. So we're introducing two experts into the simulated discussion, and you, capital Y, that's the AI. So the AI is going to lead the discussion. Now we tell the AI to start the discussion. So here what we're doing is we're having Rob start the discussion by ensuring that the project aligns with the curriculum seen in the attachment, capital A. We've defined attachment, so now the AI knows we're referring back to the attached document, which is the course outline. Then we're going to have Sachi draft an initial version of the project copy, and then the AI is going to synthesize a discussion between Rob and Sachi, who are going to iterate on the project, capital P, because that's the way we defined it earlier, until Rob and Sachi and the AI feel like they've got a great project. So that is to synthesize. So that's the fourth step in this solo performance prompting, and then a framework I developed called Tessa to actually put it into practice. Task, experts, start the discussion, synthesize, and then the A is to deliver the actual results. So now there's the A. We have it actually deliver the results. And here's what we get. So you're going to see here that Claude, and this is Claude 3, which is a fantastic AI model that's just been released, and this was much better through Claude 3 than through ChatGPT, primarily because, as you're going to see here, Claude 3 did not have the output token limit that you see oftentimes through ChatGPT. This is a pretty long response, and I didn't have to ask it to continue as you might have had to have done if you were doing this through ChatGPT or GPT-4. So what we get here is that first we get a draft. Then you're going to see that the AI actually goes through, here's all the first draft. And then AI goes through and asks Rob to contribute on the instructional design commentary on the project. And here's Rob's actual contribution. Rob says, oh, let's add a reflection step at the end. That's Instructional Design 101. Then Sachi comes in and comments as a creative copywriter. And Sachi says, I particularly like the framing, but let's make it more engaging by adding fun new creative prompt ideas at the end. All right? And here she's got some fun creative prompt ideas. Okay, pretty rad. Now, they go through again, and the AI says, great, thanks for the feedback. And then they iterate, and they iterate again, and then finally they say, cool, I'm ready, after iterating a couple of times. And I'm like, great, excellent work. And then the AI delivers the final version of the project, and it is incredible. One thing that you can see in here is that when we get down to actually doing it, it will tell you that you can do this in the Eazl app, or that you can do it in other prompt management software or Microsoft Word or whatever, which is something that I told it to do. And the AI has met exactly what I needed to do. This would have probably taken me about an hour and a half to 2 hours, and instead it took me about 15 minutes. So that's just to say that prompt engineering is mega powerful. You should use the solo performance prompting technique if you can do it. That's taught in this free prompt engineering playlist. And also, Claude 3. Wow, fantastic. ChatGPT did a very good job. I did like some of the things that it did when I went through this here. I liked that it had this Why This Project Matters section, but ultimately I went with Claude, which did a fantastic job at using the solo performance prompting technique to create this fabulous project that was incredibly creative.